Howdy folks, and welcome back to Joystick and Mouse, video game news and reviews for all you filthy casuals out there. I'm Don, I go by Diddy in the gaming community. With me this evening as always is Jay Dimes.
What's going on?
This is, see, I put it in the notes so I'd remind myself. This is episode 135, and today is April 18th, 2022. And on the program, Sony tries to play catch up with Xbox. Blizzard is at it again. There's a new handheld in town, and we have a list. And you know how we like a list. And
Nothing
on
wrong
this
with a list.
episode of Joystick and Mouse. So how you been, man?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
Not bad, not bad. We went back home, back to my wife's home this week to Canada to
Canada.
to see her family. And so I procured lots of Canadian whiskey items.
I did not know Gretzky had his own whiskey.
So
I mean, it shouldn't surprise me, but I did know it.
Actually, he is a winery, a whole kit and caboodle thing going on up there near Niagara. And actually, the whiskey's really good. I wouldn't say it's, it's not Belvin or anything like that, but it's a really good, nice, middle of the road whiskey. And you cannot find it here at all. So
Do they just not import into the United States?
Yeah, they don't import it.
You can't even get it in the border. Like if you were up in northern New York, it doesn't even.
Nope. No. You can get it at the duty free shop, but you cannot get it anywhere outside of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if they export to any other countries.
I don't know. Not that I know of. I think it might be a Canada only thing. I think
it sounds like we need a Joystick and Mouse alumni night and some nice meats and some Gretzky whiskey.
Absolutely. So normally they use, like I said, he has his own winery. They used to use, they still do. They use red wine casks to finish the whiskey in. But this time when we were up there, they had new ones. They had an ice wine cask finish, which I have tried, and it's sweet. Definitely has some sweetness to it. And what was the other one?
And it doesn't look terribly expensive.
It's not expensive at all. What was the other one? Maple cask. Yeah. So and I guess they took maple syrup casks and finished it in that. So I'll be interested to try that one. But yes, we will definitely have to have a Joystick and Mouse get together and taste a few of these because they're really good. I got myself some we got some Lot 40 rye, which we always bring a bottle of that back, and I got some 40 Creek, which I really like, and you can't find that here in the States either. They do sell it, but you can't find it anywhere. Hard to come by. They had actually new ones of that too. So they had like a copper pot, and I always love copper pot whiskey. So something about that just is really good.
Man, I'm gonna have to try that. It sounds good. It's crazy that you cannot buy it anywhere outside of.
Did you look up? Did they export it at all?
I'm looking at their website right now, and I tried to see if I could just buy it. Well, no, it looks like you can get it in the United States, but it's like they barely, or actually, no, I take that back. That might still be, nope, that's still Canada. Never mind. I thought they were far enough down. So like there's some part of Canada that literally sits next to Michigan.
Yeah. Windsor, Canada is the.
Yep, exactly. Windsor, Ontario.
It's right over the border from Detroit. So it's interesting. You can actually go either way. So when we go to Pittsburgh and go up to Erie. because it's all highway. You can go the other way, but you gotta like go in little roads and 2 lane stuff to get there. Uh, and you can go the other way, which is actually longer. Go around the right. But when you get to Erie, you can actually go left to Cleveland and go up around the lake that way, or you can go
Mhm.
right and go to Buffalo and go up the right around the lake that way. Just so happens that where her family is, it's shorter to go around to the Buffalo side, but
Oh.
it's about the same to both. It's about the same to Detroit as it is to Buffalo.
Next time you go, I might have to send some money with you. And you
Oh,
found some
absolutely.
trace up there.
And
Is wasn't it?
I found Buffalo Trace, which you cannot buy here.
So
It's
funny story.
ridiculous.
So this weekend was my mother's birthday. My mother's birthday was on Saturday, and we were originally supposed to go to Hampton for my mother's birthday. And then my dad, one of his first cousins passed away, and the funeral was Saturday. And my mom's sister was coming down to Salisbury. So I ended up driving to Salisbury Saturday to see my mom for her birthday. And we went out to dinner, but we went to dinner in Delaware.
Oh, okay.
So it was,
Yeah,
just on the other side of the
it's
border, like
across
30
the.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a little liquor store next to the restaurant where we were eating. I was like, let me go in. Maybe let me see what they have. And they had Blanton's and they had Trace.
I could not.
They only had the
Wow.
big, like the 1.5.
Of Trace
No, of
or
Blanton.
Blanton's. Yeah.
They wanted $155
Damn.
for the regular size bottle of Trace. They wanted $45.
That's nuts.
I considered buying that bottle of Trace,
That is
but I was
nuts.
like, nah, I'll wait it out. I still have an unopened bottle of Trace on the fridge. I have an open bottle of Blanton's on the fridge too. Um, so yeah.
I looked up there for Blanton's. I looked at duty free for Blanton's. Nobody had it. Did not find it at all.
So my cousin who was at dinner with us, he lives in New York City, and he was saying that he doesn't have trouble, like he sees it in the stores. Now I don't know what they're charging in New York for it. Um, but it's just it's very interesting.
Yeah,
Can
Trace
never
was
get it.
cheap. It was
Yeah.
it was damn cheap up there.
Now, what I do have a bottle of that my best friend gave me for Christmas is a bottle of Buffalo Trace cream.
Oh wow.
Ooh, it's
Hmm.
very, very good.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
very, very good.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. And also, so I guess I really have two best friends. I have my friend Ben that lives up here with me, and then my buddy Drew that I've known since the second grade. Um, and so that was the other thing. After I left Delaware Saturday night, I drove to Hampton.
Damn.
Got
From
into Hampton about 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday because Drew's son was getting baptized,
oh.
and I had said I would come home for that. And I had said that when I thought we were all going to be in Hampton the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, I was like, well, listen, I said I was coming, so I'm coming. It
I've
was,
com-
and
I've
we had a good
committed. I
time.
got to keep my word, right?
Yeah, I'm committed, and I got to keep my word. But we had a good time. It was a good time. Got to see his parents, who I hadn't seen in years. And it was good. It was good Easter service too. So yeah, we had a good time.
That's good.
Yeah,
I know what those drives are like though, man. That 9 hour drive
it was
is
a struggle.
just
It was a struggle.
brutal. It's
That
just brutal.
the drive after I left Salisbury, because I left my car in Salisbury and rode with my parents. And me and my sister rode with my parents to Delaware, and because I knew I wasn't going to feel like driving to Delaware and then turning around and driving all the way back, so I
Right.
got to rest for a little bit. Um, but I didn't want to drink any coffee or too much caffeine on the way to Hampton because then I didn't want to get to Hampton,
Not be
get
able
in
to
bed, and
sleep.
not be able to fall asleep. So yeah, I knocked out about 2 a.m.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
and yeah, was dead tired by the time I got back here last night.
Yeah, that stuff. That driving just wipes you out, man. It
And it's
really does.
there's something odd in my family, and it's on both sides, like my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family, man. Like we some driving folks, man. We will get in a car and go.
My dad's
I
like that. My dad
oh,
used to drive all over the place. They
I
live
mean,
in
my
St.
whole childhood was driving. It was driving between Hampton and Salisbury. Like we drove
Wow, all the
everywhere
time.
all the time because my mom's parents before they moved in with us lived in Salisbury. My dad's parents lived on I guess what's the closest place? Snow. He grew up in a town called Snow Hill. Most people don't know where Snow Hill is, but they know Princess Anne.
Hmm.
Maryland is the bigger town. But yeah, we were always back and forth in between,
That's
which is
fun
I
driving.
don't particularly like that drive down
That down
50.
95, or did you get on
No, it's
50?
down 50. Yeah, it's down
Yeah.
50. Over the bridge. I made the mistake of getting in the wrong lane and was
Uh
put
oh.
onto the out bridge
Oh.
to go in. They take half of the out bridge on busy weekends
Uh,
and they make it an
oh,
in
right.
bridge so it
Yeah.
takes you into Maryland. So yeah, that was an adventure.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Is what it is. It's a good
Yeah,
time.
I hear you.
It was worth it to see my mom. So
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was worth it to see her parents, see her dad, but yeah, it's just it's such a long drive.
yeah, yeah.
All right, so actually, I'll let you have the first one
Oh,
there,
you're gonna
Tim.
give it to
Let's get
me?
into the news.
You're gonna give it to me? Oh, so after months of speculation and reports, Sony finally unveiled its new PS Plus subscription service, previously referred to as codename Spartacus. I think that is a dumb name. Which falls in line with the likes of Xbox Game Pass. The new service aims to streamline Sony's offerings, effectively combining PS Plus and PS Now with various options and benefits across multiple tiers. Um, I have not seen what games they're giving, but
I haven't seen a list of games per
yeah,
se, other than the ones. Well, I saw the top tier ones. Death Stranding, God of War, Spider Man, Miles. There was a couple more too. I don't remember them exactly, but I mean, I guess Xbox is this way. We pay for Ultimate, right? But
let me tell you what I don't see, Diddy.
there are other levels to Xbox that we don't have because
Oh,
everybody
but they're
gets
not
Ultimate.
giving those first party games on launch day. That's oh man. Listen,
No, yeah,
I think Game Pass, while I saw the value in it before they started giving first party games, it was not a service that I was gonna pony up for. Because to me, like I don't need the huge variety in what I play. I'm gonna play what I play. Right. And so
yeah,
if I'm just buying 3 or 4 games a year, because that's what I play and that's kind of what I buy, 3 or 4 games a year, then it doesn't really do it for me, right? But when they said you could play all the new games, which is more likely to be the games people are interested in, they'll want to take the sneak peek at, what have you, like then it was worth it for me. And I probably still don't fully take advantage of of the service to really make it monetarily worth my while. But I feel like if you're not giving people first party games, $120 a year is a hard sell.
And it's really hard sell because that's, well, okay, nowadays it's 2 games, but still, it's it's yeah. If you're not gonna offer those AAA titles right off the bat for 120 a year, I don't see it. So the way I play games is a little weird. Is I'll play. I will completely immerse myself in a game, and I will play that game either till I'm done, till I finish
Mm-hmm.
the game, or I get bored of it. One or the
Right.
other. But I don't normally switch around to a whole bunch of games at once. So for me, yes, Xbox. I probably don't get what I could out of Xbox, other than if somebody wants to go play a game, it's there available, and I can just download it and play it.
Yeah.
I have tried games, just fired something up to see what it was like when somebody's mentioned something every once in a while, but I don't think I really would say I sit down and play it. Um, you know, I probably don't take as much advantage of it as I should either. Let me give you the breakdown on the tiers here. There's PlayStation Plus Essential, which is sort of what they had already at PlayStation Plus. That one is $60 a year. There's PlayStation Plus Extra, which gives you all the um, most of the PS4 and PS5 games but not stuff that just comes out. And then there's PlayStation Premium, which is sort of the equivalent of Xbox Ultimate. I yeah, if they're not going to offer the AAA titles right off the bat when they come out, then I don't see where it's that much of a deal and how it's gonna compete.
Yeah. So I think what they're going to do is this will be a great service for people when they get a console, right? Like kid getting their first console, somebody who wants a console, and but maybe they're not like, they just want something for casual gaming, right?
Right.
Like this is going to be a good service for, right? It'll be worth the money. But I don't know that this is really going to pull in hardcore gamers, right? Who are already like they're spending the money to play all the new games. I don't know that you're going to get them to buy this too.
Right. I think this is for, so I can see like the PlayStation fanboys. This will be something they would all get so that they can play all their favorite old games. Because some of those games are really good. I mean, you can go back and play all the old God of War games, and they're
Yeah.
fantastic. Um, but yeah, just and so here again is Sony. They say, "Oh, we got this great service," and then they just don't quite do what you want them to do.
I will give them this. I think it is a hard thing to do to come out with this service and make it look good up against Game Pass.
This
And,
would have looked
and
great against Game Pass if they'd have just said, "You know what?" And they don't have to give every AAA title. They could give one or two a
yeah,
year.
but I mean that would have looked a little better, but it's hard. It's hard because you're charging the same thing that Microsoft charges for Ultimate, right? And for that same thing, Microsoft is saying you will get every first party game day one. I mean,
Every
every first
Microsoft
party game
published.
ever. Yeah, every first party game ever. Well, not just self published because I'm trying to think of what have they had.
Like
Can you think of a first party game that was not
like
self-published that's not on there? I mean, maybe Sunset Overdrive isn't on there,
right, and things like Far Cry is
but that wasn't first party.
it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not first party, and it's not free on
Oh,
there.
well, no, the first part, yeah, no, I mean, but this, like, you said self-published, and I was thinking, is there something that was first party that they didn't publish? But
No, no, no,
yeah,
no. Anything
you
that
get,
Microsoft publishes, you
yeah,
get day one.
yeah. I
And
mean, that's
Sony should have done the same thing.
yeah, but see, I think that goes back to that thing that I talk about um with the money. I
I know that they're
Microsoft has a different set of pockets than Sony has.
they
And
do.
Microsoft has been willing to drop the bag on sales to get this consistent stream of income that not only builds up their console, but builds up the market to keep people in PCs. And I
That's
think
true.
that's a hard thing. I think it's a hard thing for Sony to contend with because it's hard to compete when you're going to have to lose money to do it. And the purse strings are already tight.
Yeah.
I mean, they have said it, I think I read this that the part of the constraint for PlayStation 5s is Sony doesn't want to keep losing money on consoles, so they are trickling this out. How is it 2 years into this generation and you still can't just walk into a store and buy a
I
console?
know. Yeah, that's amazing.
And then you want to rock out a new service
For a console that you can't get
that
your
you
hands
can't
on.
buy. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it'll work on PS4s, and
And
I I really wonder how many PS4s they're selling a month. But
so so this is very interesting. You brought that up that you can't actually go into a store and buy a console yet. I can't remember. I think it was Target released some yesterday or today. I can't remember who it was. And they sold out in 6 minutes again. I mean, just as soon as they go up for sale, they sell out.
you
It's
cannot, you can't go on and buy an Xbox,
or a PlayStation. Yeah,
a
neither one.
PlayStation. You can't buy anything.
You know what was in the store? Switches.
Yeah, listen, there's switches. I mean, and is that because nobody's checking for them, or yeah? I mean, I don't know why Nintendo has been able to get enough silicone to keep building switches. Um, and we can't get any of this other stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that you want to give somebody $500.
I wonder if it's uh, um I wonder Sony probably has a few more IPs than Microsoft does.
Yeah,
Big IPs. So maybe that's it. Maybe they don't want to give those away for free, but it's been proven pretty reliably that subscription services actually make more money
yeah.
than selling the games outright.
Listen, Microsoft is buying Blizzard to turn around and give it all away. I mean, they're not really giving it all away. We are paying,
Right.
but they're essentially giving it away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
one of my
an
buddies at home, he bought his son a Series S for Christmas. And we were talking, he was like, this Game Pass thing is the greatest thing ever.
for that
Like,
digital console. That is the greatest thing ever for it.
just play what you want. But I think it's
Yeah.
great for any console. Like, there's something on there for you. And I think
Yes.
it helps. I think it helps that Microsoft has I think they may have a bigger market on like the family console. I think if you're buying a console for a kid that's probably below the age of 12, you're more likely
Oh, it's
that
almost
they
always
that
Xbox. Yeah.
it's almost Xbox. And now they've got a whole collection of games because it's great for a parent. Like, I can buy you this console and I can spend, you know, $45 every 3 months and you can find something to play.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they probably have a bigger overall catalog too than Sony. You
I
think
think
they?
they will. I think they will on this service.
Yeah. Now that they're now
But
that
it'll
they
be
they
interesting
own
to see what
everybody.
Sony offers, see what they can pull out, and
Yeah.
make it seem to be a good value to their customers.
So you mentioned Blizzard off on a complete tangent. We're gonna get into Blizzard in a little bit, but the newest a character was um, uh, unveiled today for Overwatch 2.
Oh, there's an Overwatch 2 coming.
Yes,
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 is coming. Can you see Microsoft making that a PC and Xbox exclusive for a
Yes,
while?
I can. I can. I
I
mean,
was
that could be the
just
game.
thinking that it if
So here's what I think on that. I think Microsoft won't make Call of Duty exclusive.
I don't think you can make that exclusive.
I mean, they could, but I don't think they will.
The PR from that would be too bad.
I could see them doing like delayed content. I could see them making Warzone, or they may leave Warzone as multi-platform and make the
Make
like
the
the story
campaign.
version, yeah, the campaign stuff may be console exclusive. But I think their answer for Destiny being exclusive to Sony may be to make Overwatch exclusive
I
to Xbox and PC.
the more I think about that, the more I can see that happening. The more I can say, do you know what? For the first 6 months, you can only play this on Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
If you don't have an Xbox, go get yourself a PC.
Yep, definitely. I can see that.
Yeah, I don't fault him for. I wouldn't fault him for it at all.
Yep. So write in and tell us what you think, guys. Joystick and mouse joystick and mouse at gmail.com. All right. So a U.S. district judge approved an $18 million relief settlement with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission today. This settlement comes months after Activision Blizzard originally agreed to settle with the EEOC on September 27, 2021. I did not realize it was that long ago that they had said they were going to settle, and they finally finalized it all this morning or this past week. But those attempting to hold the game publisher to account are split on how much of a win this will ultimately be for the victims of Activision Blizzard's frat boy culture. I looked at this and I said, this is a spit in the face of every person that was harmed at that company. This is horrendous. $18 million is nothing to
Well,
Blizzard. Nothing.
I wonder if there is some parameter that they have to work within as far as fines from an EEOC commission. If this was a class action lawsuit and it was $18 million that they were having to pay out to to the victims, I'd say it's a paltry sum, right? But if this is just the slap on the wrist fine that the federal government makes you pay them, $18 million is probably not not unfair when you look at the history of EEOC fines.
True. That is true. And I think I did read that this is the largest EEOC fine ever. Um, but when I read it, I was just like, is the PR department of Blizzard even? Do they even exist? Do they even have a PR department? Because as soon as this happened, you knew what people were going to say. This works out to about $450 per person.
But is any of that money actually going to the people?
I believe it does. I believe it
Oh,
actually
well, then it
does
is a
go to the
shitty
people,
settlement.
and that's just uh, for a company that makes billions of dollars a year, and that's just Activision. That's just Blizzard and Activision. They make money hand over fist. It's just ridiculous the money that they make, and that is what they decided to give the people that were hurt by the lawsuit. I just was I was flabbergasted. It's just
And he's going to get $390 million.
that's the other one.
Oof.
That's a whole
Oof.
nother topic to bring out. But yes, he should be fired for cause. I mean, and he should get nothing. If
I
you
think
ask
they
me,
owe him that money even if they fire him for cause. Like, I don't think there is a way around paying him that money. I think I read that somewhere that the way his contract is written, it doesn't matter. They have to pay him.
and that is just a horrendous contract on their part.
Yeah, well, listen.
So double jeopardy
Somebody
on that
somebody
one.
needs to sue him civilly if they can, if that's a
I
possibility.
don't think that's allowed. I don't think you're allowed to bring a civil lawsuit against the company individuals. You can do it against the company, I believe, but not against the individuals. But I think
Well,
this
that's unfortunate.
this EEOC settlement also doesn't allow a class action suit, which is just if I were one of those people, I would take this as a slap in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just terrible.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awful.
18 million. I what was Blizzard's revenue last year? 8.8 billion dollars. No, that's their revenue. That's before they paid any, you know, any salaries or anything like that. But still, I don't know what their profit was, but
Yeah, I mean, definitely should have been required to pay out more. Um, but yeah, I can't say I'm surprised.
yeah,
Big business is going to big business. They're going to do what they do. Um,
yep.
you just
I,
hope that under Microsoft's watch, the culture of that company gets better.
well, I think that's the big thing is hopefully Microsoft puts this right. That's all that's what we can hope for now.
Yeah.
Alrighty, on to the next one. Tim, I'm gonna let you have this one.
There's a new player in the handheld console arena. This week, the Playdate was released by Panic, which previously was primarily an Apple game developer. So what is it about this quirky little handheld that has taken the gaming world by storm?
So if you haven't seen this thing is awesome, and it has a crank on it. Yes, it's so
Why a crank?
weird. It's so weird, and it's so cool. It's like almost square. It's a monochrome screen, So it goes back to like, Game Boy days. Um, and it's got a crank that, comes out and you can turn it. That's great. I mean, of course, a fishing game comes to mind immediately. But yeah, everybody that's now, they're hard to come by, and they've had gotten, you know, hammered by the chip shortage and everything like everybody else. So if you order one today, you're not getting it till next year. But still, it
Yeah.
is it's small and quirky and cool. And I
Did
can
you get your new handheld? Your
nope, not yet.
no?
I haven't
Okay.
even got an email that says I can order it. I'm still on the waiting list.
Oh, I thought you had ordered it.
No, I'm still on the waiting list for being able to order it.
Okay.
But I can see this as one of those things you just like you would throw it in your bag. And if you're, stuck in an airport or something, you pull this thing out and use it. It's got the standard D-pad and buttons. But and the service is pretty cool. So they they um they say they're going to release a game, two games every month. And because it's pixel two color display that's not that big. I can believe that. That doesn't seem undoable. It's $180, which seems a little expensive for what it is. But then again, I mean, in today's world, that's probably not outrageous.
Yeah,
Let's.
at that price point, I don't know what is supposed to convince me to buy that over just going out and buying a DS.
Hmm. But it's got a crank.
Ah, man. I mean, there's another handheld that just came out. And again, also tremendous um chip shortage. And I remember watching a video on it on Marcus Brownlee's channel. I can't remember what it's
The name of?
called.
I don't remember
Yeah,
seeing that.
I think I sent it to you all.
Oh.
Um, like it was just, one of my random texts. But you can play old Nintendo cartridges in it.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't
Yeah.
remember you saying that, putting it out to us.
Oh, it's gonna irk me to no end.
Well, while you look for that, here I'll tell everybody a little bit about excuse me, about the what the hell's this thing called again? Playdate. So it's actually okay. So it is $179. It's a little bit more expensive than it was supposed to be, which I believe was 149 when I first heard about it. Um, and the crank is resistive, so it can be harder or to turn if something's happening in your game. Some of the games you're using it for right now is to surfing, so you can turn the board with it. Um, to do you can use it to do special attacks in one of the games. You can they're using it to navigate menus. Um, I mean it looks cool. It's like a square. It's yellow. It's just it's a little bit different enough to make it attractive for a lot of people that like to collect those kinds of things and like to just try things out.
Just try to convince you. Oh, okay, here it is. It's called the Analog. The
Analog.
Analog Pocket. But it's another one of those things where this is $219.
Yeah, that's at the point where you're like, oh, I might as well just buy a Switch Lite.
I mean, it is nice. It's charged on a USB-C. And you can play, I mean, you can basically play anything in here. They've got adapters for Game Gears, Neo Geos, an Atari Lynx, and TurboGrafx 16.
That's pretty cool. Oh, I do remember
You
you
can
said
hook
that
it up
it's
to your
just now.
TV, so you
Yeah,
can play it on your television. Like if I was gonna spend that kind of money, that would be what I think I'd spend it
yeah, something that lets you play games across different platforms sounds
on.
pretty cool, especially some of
Yeah.
those old TurboGrafx games. I do remember you sending us that now because I remember looking that up and saying, "Ooh, that'd be sort of cool." I played a lot of pole position on TurboGrafx.
Yeah, for our Twitch listeners, I'll drop it in the chat so you can see it. Why is it not letting me chat anything?
Oh, really? Hmm.
Huh. I can't talk to the people. Oh,
Okay,
there we go.
so Twitch and Slobs and Discord and my browsers. We were talking about this ahead of beforehand. I don't know what has happened the last couple of days, but they have just gone wacky all over the place. My browser lost every logon that I ever had, so that I have to log into them again. Twitch had to log into everything again. Lost all my you know logins for sites and stuff. It's just weird. I don't know what the hell happened the last couple of days, but just everything went crazy. All right, our final news story for the day. Man, we love a list. This one hits a nerve or two. I IGN decided to give their list of the 25 best PC games to play right now. And we have questions. So, remember, this is only PC games. And they made it a point to point out, with the proliferation of RTX, ray tracing, and faster cards and better PCs and stuff. What are the best games to play right now? Uh, there were some of these, and I was like, I've never even heard of this, and I play a lot of games.
Let me tell you. I just scrolled to
So
number
I'm
one.
gonna give you the top 10. The top 10 is Final Fantasy 14. 9 is Disco Elysium. Everybody loves that game. I don't know it's terrible. Uh, number 8 is Near Automata. Again, 7 is XCOM 2. 6 is Grand Theft Auto 5,
Okay.
which includes GTA Online. 5 is Divinity Original Sin. 4 is Slay the Spire. 3 is Half-Life Alyx. 2 is The Witcher 3. And 1 is Portal 2. IGN is trying to convince us that Portal 2
Yeah, listen.
is the game that you should go play if you need to go play a
I
game right now.
I was not I don't have really strong arguments about most of the games on this list. Some of them I may not put in the order that they did, but I won't argue so much their appearance.
There's
But
definitely
Portal
some of that.
2, and I'm not even listen, Portal was a great game, great fan base. It's got a lot of replayability. It's not one of those games where like you're dependent on graphics for it to be fun. Um, but number one,
That was my thought too. How is
I
that
mean,
the number one game?
if you're gonna put Horizon Zero Dawn on this list, and
Horizon Zero Dawn
Control,
is number 25,
and Overwatch,
and Overwatch.
I don't know how those three games bring up the rear.
I know.
And Portal 2 is at the top.
And see, the
Civ 6? That I
Civ
feel like
6 is a
Civ 6
great game.
should be
It,
further up the
yeah, it
list.
shouldn't be 21. There are a lot of these games, like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is cool. It's not one of the top 25 games.
And Flight Simulator, I feel like should be further up.
So here's the thing about Flight Simulator. It's boring as shit. But
Unless you like flight simulators.
unless you like flight simulators.
But if you like flight simulators, it gets no better.
It gets no better. And it is gorgeous.
Yeah, that thing will take the computer down.
Stunningly gorgeous.
Your PC better be ready to work.
It better be ready to work. Yep, that 2080 Ti over there is going to have to get upgraded for that.
You don't think your 2080 Ti would work for this?
Oh, it would, but I have Flight Simulator. I have fired it up. I cannot run it on top graphics with the 2080 Ti.
Jeez.
It will not run. Well, it does, but it runs at 15 frames a second or something.
That's not running.
Yeah, it's a very graphically intensive program.
That's pretty serious.
So Red Dead Redemption was at 2. I would definitely put that game on here, probably up in the top 5. That is one. That is one of the better.
It's at 11.
That is one of the better PC games. Great play, gorgeous graphics, beautiful lighting effects all the time. If you want to see great physics and lighting effects, go blow something up in Red Dead Redemption. It's fantastic.
Are you surprised Hades isn't on this list?
I'm surprised Hades isn't on here. They have Fallout New Vegas on here, which just drives me nuts. Why you wouldn't put Fallout 4 on here instead of New Vegas?
Instead of New Vegas.
Because Fallout 4...
Didn't like either of them, but...
For me, Fallout 4 is one of the best games ever made.
I don't know. I don't know why Fallout 3 didn't make this.
They have like a game. So at 15, they have Prey. Prey is not one of the best 25 games. If you want a game like that, put Metro Exodus on here. Metro Exodus is one of the top 25 games, and it's gorgeous. It is really gorgeous.
The game I really won't argue with is Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto absolutely should be on here, and I would say Grand Theft Auto is probably in the top 5.
And here we're going 7 years into release. That game's still going strong.
Big time strong. I still play it. I still fire that up every once in a while and play it. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. So on here are some games. Elder Scrolls is on here. Skyrim's on here. That absolutely should be on the list. Civ 6, Diablo 3, those are excellent games. Diablo 3 had an upgrade not too long ago. They had a patch not too long ago that added, what's the new DLSS lighting from NVIDIA? Oh my god, it's freaking gorgeous. It's beautiful in the dungeons. The lighting effects and shadows, and there's like, if flames are going on a sconce or something, you can see the shadows dancing. It's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't played Diablo 3 in a while, download the new updates for it and go play it. It's really beautiful. But beyond it, that's just. I mean, a typical list. Sometimes I think they do this, especially IGN, just to be irritating and get people talking about it.
I mean, they might. No
But
bad press.
this one, I spent a lot of hours in Horizon Zero Dawn. Yes, on the PlayStation, but still, that's a good call for this list. Is there anything that would I'm surprised a little bit that Metal Gear Solid isn't on here.
But I don't know a lot of people that played that on PC. Almost everybody that I know that played um Metal Gear
They play it on
played it
Xbox.
on console.
Hmm. Yeah, I played it on PC, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
But anyways, that's their list. It'll be in the show notes. You can go go look at it. This Brew says who doesn't like a good number one, and that wasn't a good number one, in my opinion. Anyways, have you ever played near Automata?
Uh-uh.
Automata? I haven't either. I don't know anything about it. I haven't ever watched the anime either, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But and you know how I feel about turn-based games, and Alex would have loved XCOM. Oh, sorry, Nismaru. The that other guy that's not on here anymore. He loved XCOM, but
I
I
never
could
got
never get
into
into
that
it.
game, but I knew a lot of people that really liked it.
Uh, okay, so Slay the Spire is one of those games. It's a lot of fun. I suck at it, but it's a lot of fun. So I understand how that made it. Half-Life Alex, I've never played, but isn't it a VR only game? I have a regular version. I don't think it has regular. It's VR only, right?
I'm not sure. Couldn't say for sure about that.
I know Half-Life was just a regular game. No, I'll have to look that up. The Witcher 3 is a really good game. I don't know if I'd put it on here if it's in the top 25. Because remember, they're talking about the top 25 PC games. And it should put God of War on there.
But is God of War on PC?
It is now, yeah. It just came out for PC.
Well, I mean, one could possibly argue.
But yeah, I think everybody thinks of that as a console game. But still, because it's on PC, you should go play it on PC again.
I still need to finish it from the first time.
Yeah, I hear you.
One
Good
of these
game.
days.
Good game.
I started it, just didn't finish it. I mean, I didn't get terribly far into it either.
Yeah, I actually started playing it again on PS5, and got I forgot I forget how far I got, and then I got distracted by something else, and there was a squirrel, and
There was a
that was the
squirrel.
end of
I
it.
like that.
Yeah.
There was a squirrel.
And man, this week. So speaking of console games, this week was a week. You sent me that link for Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
And so I bought it. But
Did
then
you
I
get
had
it?
yeah, and then I had a $15 coupon at, and I couldn't use it on that because it was more than what the game cost.
Oh
So I had to
yeah,
buy
you
another
had to add
game.
something else. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
added Elden Ring because everybody's screaming about that. And then
Your way to get around that was to add a game that was more expensive than everything.
yes, yeah, you know it is. And so we went to Canada, and we went to a GameStop up there,
Hmm?
and I got Ghost of Tsushima for like half of what it is here.
Oh,
A
nice,
used copy. I was like, oh, I'll
nice.
take that. That was the
I bought Will that for
the
Christmas, and
director's cut.
yeah,
Yeah,
because you can't get You can't get a regular version for PS4 anymore. There's only the
Well,
director's
see,
cut.
they had it for PS4, and so I looked at that, and then I was like, well, this is really cheap for the PS4 version. So here's your PSA: do not buy the PS4 version of the director's cut if you have a PS5, because the upgrade is not free.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If you get the PS4 version and then you want the PS5 version with the better graphics and stuff, it's like $20 or $24 or something like that. So you're better off just to go buy the PS5 version. I still got a great deal on it because we used, but still.
I think that's one of the things that they severely messed up. In this this generation of consoles was allowing the content creators
To
to
do both.
yeah, to charge you. Like, you're gonna penalize me for buying the game in a previous generation when I can't even get my hands on a current generation console.
Right.
I think I did that with whatever the newest Call of Duty was. I bought the campaign, and I bought the game, and I bought it for the previous version. And I was just like, well, whatever. Um,
I think I have the PS5 version of that.
I got it so cheap that I was just like, all right, I'll deal with it. If it doesn't work, and I've really missed the graphics, or maybe they'll put the graphical upgrade on sale, and I'll say, all right, at that point I'll do it. But I think that's
That's a little
shit.
chintzy, right? Yeah, that's a little crappy. You know what? If you bought the PS4 version of it, just give us the upgrade.
Give me the game. I paid you.
Yep.
And $70 for the ugh.
Yeah, that's the other one. They're not discounting the PS4 version at all.
Right. You're gonna charge me full
Full
price
price
for the previous
and charge
gen,
me to
and then
upgrade it.
charge me $20 more. Yeah, they're getting you coming and going, is what that is. Getting you coming and going. I don't like it, Diddy. I don't like it.
Me either, man. Me either. All right, well, that's the show today. We do not have a video game, unless you do. Do you have a video game review?
I don't.
I,
The most recent thing that I played was Borderlands 2.
yeah, I've been consumed by World of Warcraft because the new raid opened, and all my gaming time has been spent trying to get enough gear to be competitive and be helpful during raid. So that fortunately has slowed down a bit. Work has slowed down a bit. So
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna have some time to play here. I have a bunch of new games to play. So over the next couple weeks here, I'll get to play some games. We'll have a video game review for you next time. Remember, we are on a 2-week schedule now, so every other week for recording live, and that'll be a show. Want to say goodbye to the good folks.
Take it easy, people.
We'll see you later, folks.
If you like this show, check out more great content at incastmedianetwork.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.